What's going on, the Copywriting Call podcast? Your boy Loso 2.0, the copy got himself. Just on my way to work, per usual now, doing my little card things. Because, it's just so much, right? Like trying to do everything together. I'm trying to get a little bit better at multitasking, even while I'm at work as well. I'm on the way to one of my locations and stuff. So let me just kind of talk you guys through and break it down a little bit. Not much has changed from last night, though. But, today, going back to the location again, just worrying about coaching up this location, right? Like I said before, I told you that number one guy, he gave me the actual blueprint of just like, monopoly effect. Think of it like that. Let me turn the air on, because I'm over here cooking up. Like, I feel like I'm in a microwave. But anyway, though, he gave me that idea of literally coaching up, right? Like one place at a time. You can't split yourself in 10 different ways, right? So he actually talked to me about the idea of you literally want to, the monopoly effect.
In 1 mile, take a slight left turn onto Bustleton Pike.
Great, and then you move to the next place to get that place to be great. Then you move to the next place to get that place to be great. And you keep just going up until all of your locations are amazing. So that was really good advice. I got done. I was editing a little bit of my book. I'm on chapter 3, which is 5 chapters, and the last chapter is pretty short. So I'm gonna do chapter 3 today as well. Basically by Sunday, my goal is to have that thing fully edited and ready for the editor to take a look at it for me. So that's very appreciated. So that's where I'm gonna be at now. So that's what I'm doing with that so far. But then I started a new book too yesterday. That's what this episode is really about, right? It's about I'm reading The Art of War, right? And it talks about this dude Sun Tzu, this big chief. But I'm gonna talk about that too as well later on into a little bit more deeper into the actual video or podcast, right? So then as far as yesterday, my wife was in Philly a lot. Didn't really get to hang out with her. She came home after I was knocked out. I'm not gonna lie, I was done in. Still waiting for those rabbits to have those kids or whatever. Pretty much updating with that. Today I got another game. Definitely looking to go in. Definitely need a W today. I refuse to do anything less than that. I'm not gonna lie. I can't get another loss. That's it. I'm excited though too, because I have exciting weekend ahead of me. As you guys know, Monday will be my birthday, right? Or born day, anniversary, whatever you want to call it, man. I'm going to be 25 years old, quarter of a decade, in the books, man. I'm excited. I'm excited because like I've came so far, so fast.
Go past this light, then at the next one, take a slight left turn.
Be even better than the last, right? Because my years have been growing. Remember, like I said, I teach African-American men how to achieve in 1 year what it takes most to achieve in 3 to 4 years, right? So I can't even imagine my next 5. By the time I'm 30, right? When I'm 30, it's going to be crazy too. Like by the time I'm 30 years old, I'm going to be like the top of the guy, on the thing. So that's very exciting, man. Just all exciting stuff. But anyway, let's get to this, episode on The Art of War, right? So he said some really important things. Like, so the sentence he started with, right? So I was just telling the story, right? So there was a story of, Sun Tzu or somebody, they were picking a general for their army, right? They were getting prepared for this big war to see how they can win this war. And I love war. No, I don't love it. Like, I'm not, pro-war, like kill everybody off type of stuff.
At the light, use the left lane to take a slight left turn onto Bustleton Pike.
I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I went for it. That's crazy. My apologies. But anyway, though, so, it's like I love the idea of war only because it's like chess is like war, right? Like they say great generals are great chess players, or as they said in Naruto, right, great chess play or great shogi players or great generals, right? Because this war is all about strategy, right? Just like life is all about strategy. How can you continue to improve your life is based off of your ability to strategize it. Just like when you're selling, that's all strategy. Like all that stuff, you have to think moves ahead, and that's what's so important about strategy. It's just a part of life, just like sales, right? Just like copywriting. That's why it's the copywriting cult, right? Copywriting is like kung fu. It's within everything, and copywriting comes down to strategy. It comes down to emotion, comes down to all these different things, lifestyle, all that stuff. So that's why I like this idea though. Plus the book looks amazing. Hold on, I gotta show you guys actually what this book looks like. It's just so cool how they made it like golden crested and stuff. Like it's just something about this book. It's a sexy book. I'm not gonna lie to you, right? And I'm not saying that to be on no freak stuff, but it's true though. It really is a sexy book though. But let me just make this turn quick. But yeah, so The Art of War, right? So I'm about to tell you this story. So the story goes like this, right?
In 1.8 miles, turn left onto Bristol Road.
You know, they were preparing for a war, and they were trying to decide, you know, for the general, right? So the general, they were like, let's practice him teaching, you know, these people. It's kind of like what I went and said before, right? There's no such thing as a bad rep. There's no such thing as a bad coach, right? So the general, what they did was, okay, so the general, they literally had him first. They were like, listen, there's 2 commands. When I raise my left hand, you turn left. When I raise my right hand, you turn right. Now, he wasn't working with soldiers. He was just working with women, right? So then what the general did was, you know, he raised his left hand. And all the girls started giggling, laughing, you know, like in class, messing around or whatever, right? And then they were like, okay, cool. So then what they did, you know, he raised the right hand. Same thing happened. So then they went down there and they chopped bro head off in front of the girls. And everybody was scared and everything. And then next you know, they sent another general down, and then he did the same thing, raised his left hand, and then they all turned left, and then right hand, they all turned right. Now, when he did that, right, when he did that, it showed pretty much that, and it's what I said before, there's no such thing as a bad rep. There's no such thing as a bad coach. There's not really such thing as a bad soldier. There's only such thing as a bad general. So it said, and these are the words, that the exact words that he uses. It's funny that I even said this. It says, if words of command are not clear and distinct, then if orders are not thoroughly understood, then the general is to blame. So it's the general's fault if the directions are not clear enough for them to follow, or they don't follow directions. It is the general's fault. Now, if the orders are clear and the soldiers nevertheless disobey, it is the fault of the soldiers. So, you know what I mean? If they would have put a new general down there and he did the same thing and they still wasn't paying attention or listening, then it would have been the fault of the officers or the soldiers rather than the fault of the general, right? So that's why it's like, so basically you go for the head of the snake first, right? Like, if you're looking to create change, you go for the head of the snake first, right? So like, for example, right, let's say, you know, for example, even with my own, you know, job, right? I took over a district before, right? And I had, you know, some leaders who, you know, didn't want to be
at the next light, turn left.
Team, this, that, and the third. But once that leader left and I had put a new leader there, all of a sudden everybody's helping out, everybody's nice, everybody's good, everybody's willing to grow, everything changed. So you don't blame the reps. It is not the reps' fault. It is the leader's fault for not holding them responsible or doing their job. So you never blame the soldiers at first. Now, if I put a different leader there and then the leader still doesn't,
at the light, turn left onto Bristol Road, then turn right onto